Brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 6 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning. Persons will have to wear a mask when in a private vehicle with others. This is even if you are related or live in the same house. This clarification came from Attorney General Faris Alwari. There has been uncertainty as to how this will impact persons who are already around each other at home and are traveling in the same vehicle. However, at yesterday's Ministry of Health press conference, the AG said because of PH taxis, it has become necessary to include private vehicles in the legislation. He added that the only exception are persons who are in a car alone, children under the age of 8, and those who have a reasonable excuse. AG Alwari also said while face masks are preferred, face shields will also be allowed. A total number of active cases of COVID-19 in Trinidad and Tobago stands at 1,061. This is according to the latest data from the Ministry of Health. In its update on Monday evening, the ministry said 32 more persons tested positive for the virus. The death toll, however, remains at 22. The ministry confirmed that the 32 positive cases are from samples taken during the period August 23rd to 31st, 2020. To date, 23,651 samples were submitted for testing. 1,759 positive samples were obtained from public and private facilities in Trinidad and Tobago. Investigations are continuing into a vehicular accident which claimed the life of a 56-year-old nurse. She has been identified as Patricia Kisoon. The accident took place around 4 o'clock yesterday morning along Rocia Douglas Road in Barrackpore. According to reports, Kisoon was driving an SUV in a westerly direction when the vehicle veered off the road and collided with a wall. She was reportedly killed on impact. The victim was attached to the San Fernando General Hospital. 4 locals and 2 Venezuelans are expected to appear in court today for the murder of a Chinese national after an invasion at a supermarket in Barataria. Around 3:45 a.m. on August 23rd, several persons armed with knives and cutlasses broke into the business and went to the upper floor where 7 Chinese nationals lived. A struggle ensued, during which time several persons were wounded, including one of the nationals who later died at hospital. Responding officers held 8 persons, however 2 were subsequently released. In addition to murder, 6 have also been charged with robbery and violence and burglary. The suspects are between ages 21 and 28. You are listening to the 6 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's time now to take a look at regional and international developments. We start with news in the region. 2 police stations in the British Virgin Islands were ordered closed after officers tested positive for COVID-19. The infected officers were among 16 cases which were confirmed on Friday and Saturday. The officers who tested positive have been placed in isolation, while their family members, colleagues, and other contacts have been quarantined and are being tested. The government has issued a 2-week curfew in response to clusters of COVID-19 now present in the British Virgin Islands. The curfew runs from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Internationally, India has reported nearly 2 million COVID-19 cases in August. This is the highest month tally in the world since the pandemic began. August was also the worst month for fatalities, with 28,000 virus deaths. With 3.6 million confirmed cases, India has the 3rd largest highest caseload in the world after the United States and Brazil. The government continues to lift restrictions to try to boost an economy that lost millions of jobs because of a grinding lockdown which began in March. In August, India saw an average of 64,000 cases per day, an 84% hike from average daily cases in July. This number is the highest in the world. The spike in numbers comes as the country expands its testing amid concerns that the virus has started to spread in many rural areas as well. In news of the weather for the period today until tonight, Trinidad, Tobago and the remainder of the Lesser Antilles will experience sunny periods which will be interrupted by intermittent showers in varying localities. There is the medium to high chance of a heavy shower or thunderstorm during the late morning to early afternoon period. Night will be clear and cool. Gusty winds and street flooding may occur in heavy showers and thunderstorm. Seas moderate with waves up to 1 meter in open waters and less than 1 meter in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 23 degrees Celsius. And this brings us to the end of the 6 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. You can stay tuned for another newscast at 7 a.m. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Leisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish, not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus, my name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8.
Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Praise Him, praise Him.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations. Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus, my name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8.
Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Praise Him, praise Him.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from
Can I-
Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Indeed, and a very good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and thank you very much for choosing us here at 97.5 FM, a Hot Like Pepper. I am Kenrick Jargonaut, and yes, I'll be taking you until the hour of 9 this morning as we continue to look at the issues of the day, the challenges facing us here in Trinidad and Tobago, and also give you, our ardent listening audience, an opportunity to share your thoughts and to share your views with us. But to do so, you need to call us at 636-7547, 227-5739. The time in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, it's just about 12 minutes here past the hour of 6 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind KDC of a radio 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Today it's a Tuesday, September 1st, 2020, and as of this time, let me present to you our daily horoscope with Uma Ratan Singh. This feature is coming to you with the compliments of Jyoti's Puja Store.
Welcome to the airwaves of U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. We are coming to you live from number 42 Exchange Lot Scoover. You can also catch us on YouTube at RCL U97.5 and Facebook. It's a blessed and positive morning as we are getting ready to face the day. I am Uma Ratan Singh, and welcome to your daily horoscope, brought to you with the kind compliments of Jyoti's Puja Store of Main Road Chase Village, for all your puja needs. Let's see what the stars have in store for you today, Thursday 2020. Aries, something new and unexpected hovers over the horizon. It's time to let go of the past and step into your new life. Although you might feel concerned about change, go along with it before making a judgment. Your herb for today, sweet basil. Taurus, you're feeling positive, and this will allow you to quickly reach your goals today. Make your most important responsibilities a priority and try to stay balanced. Tonight is perfect for a little get-together with friends or family. Your herb for today, rosemary. Gemini, this is not just any day for you, dear Gemini. This is an important day. You need to show the requisite seriousness in your behavior, making the most of opportunities coming your way and receiving the benefits that come with that. Your herb for today, sage. Cancer, you're in a favor with the stars today and can achieve a lot, especially if you stay flexible in what you want and behave with diplomacy. You can achieve spectacular results, in fact. Your herb for today, parsley. Leo, try to limit the stress and anxiety that you've been feeling of late, just enough to allow you to get your affairs in order. You really need to have some fun and stop being so serious at all times. Your herb for today, peppermint. Virgo, steer clear of arguments and tensions with friends and family today. Stay flexible and open to alternate points of view. If you're disagreeing about something, try to see things from the other person's point of view. Your herb for today, thyme. Libra, your focus is squarely on financial matters today, and you would do well to give them all your energy and attention so that you can find the best possible solutions to the problems that plague you. Your herb for today, sweet basil. Scorpio, your energy and determination are unparalleled right now. This will allow you to find decisive solutions to problems that have been plaguing you for a while, and now even to rid yourself of them for good. Your herb for today, lavender. Sagittarius, you might want to withdraw your energy and isolate yourself from others, but you hardly have a good reason to do so. You're simply in a bad mood. You will soon see all your efforts bear fruit and receive your just deserts. Your herb for today, bay leaves. Capricorn, plans and projects that have been unfolding well meet with unforeseen obstacles today, both in your personal life and in your career. But don't let the sudden slowing down of your peace concern you. Your herb for today, lemongrass. Aquarius, you're feeling pretty irritated today, especially as certain important projects seem to meet with obstacles and delays and keep you rooted on the spot. You might want to blame others, but you would be wrong. Your herb for today? Oregano. Pisces. You'll spend the day with people you love and who truly love and appreciate you in return. This is a pleasant interlude and will help you to escape your day-to-day stress and anxiety. Your herb for today? Bergamot or bee balm. And that's your horoscope for today, brought to you with the kind compliments of Jyoti's Puja Store of Main Road, Chase Village, for all your puja needs. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you from the management and staff of U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. And if it's your anniversary, happy blessed anniversary. And your code for today: difficult roads always lead to beautiful destinations. Join me same time tomorrow for your daily horoscope. I am Irma Rajan Singh, wishing you a safe, blessed and positive day ahead. Remember to observe all health protocols, save yourself, save others.
Well, thank you very much, Uma, for today's horoscope. You can join Uma again tomorrow at the same time. Remember, this feature came to you with the compliments of Jyoti's Puja Store. Good morning, people. Good morning. I am Cameron Juggernaut, and you're with the most interactive morning program on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago, You Talk. The time in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago is just about 18 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of a radio, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Well, as I look out of our studio here in Couva in central Trinidad, I can tell you the sun is up. It's bright and sunny indeed, but the Met Office did indicate that we can expect some showers today. So as I continue to remind you, if you do have to venture outside, please walk with an umbrella. And yes, the Saharan dust is in the air with us, and all those of you who are suffering with respiratory ailments, well, then you need to take all the necessary precautions. Stay with us. When I come back, okay, well, I have a caller here on the line. I think you just call her. Hello, good morning. Okay, I'm so sorry to miss your call. Anyway, when I come back from these commercials, I will keep you abreast as to what are some of the major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Remember, you can go outside there and purchase a copy of this publication. It is priced at only $3, and it's available at all leading newsstands throughout the Trinidad and Tobago.
Jyoti's Puja Store is your one-stop puja store for all puja, wedding and cremation materials. Also available books, mithai and murtis made to order. Visit Jyoti's Puja Store today and be greeted with the kindest and most courteous staff with best prices and secured parking. Jyoti's Puja Store located at 542 Southern Main Road, Chase Village, Chaguanas. Contact 671-3849.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Chaguanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods.
Gosh, boy, I can't wait to go home now.
Stuck in traffic again, Hare Babri.
Well, guess what? Your day is about to get hotter than ever in the afternoon. It's the new afternoon drive time program on You 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Tune in Monday to Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with yours truly, the DJ Flavia Experience. Let's make it hotter than ever in the afternoon. Great music, great info, and great vibes. Hotter than ever in the afternoon. Monday to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. on You 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8.
Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Praise Him, praise Him.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Yes, and a very good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago, and thank you very much for being part of our program here this morning. You're with the most interactive morning program on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago, You Talk. Let's take this caller on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ken. How are you?
I'm doing fine this morning, my friend. How are you?
Well, and your colleague next door also. I forgot her name, eh?
Nicole.
Oh, yeah, yes, Nicole. It's a very, very cloudy morning here. The St. Augustine area, and I seem to feel that we would have some rain somewhere along the line, but very early. Yeah, so I said, let me call, Ken, and I know we are in, rather put it mildly, dire streets, all right, with this corporate situation, right? Yeah, but one of the good, refreshing things, if I could call it, refreshing, is that our Prime Minister, right, Dr. Rowley, has said that there'll be accelerated attempts to increase, repatriation citizens who are actually away and so forth. I'll say away in prison. And I mean that very, very, literally too. And I think it's, I hope and pray that this would materialize. He would have spoken, I hope, to our Minister of National Security that it is high time that our citizens might be brought back home, but with this kind of quarantine at home situation and so forth. Because I think that has been a very heavy, heavy burden on their shoulders and our shoulders here.
All right, but hold on. Let me challenge you here a bit this morning.
Yeah.
Now, repatriation, yes. Bringing back nationals, yes. But there's a challenge in terms of transport. There's there is some sort of ambiguity here, where one must make a determination whether they will have to pay for the return flight, or whether the government of the day will send a chartered flight to the United States per se to bring these nationals home. More than that too, I want to pose a question to you and the national audience this morning. Is our health system being watered down? And I ask that question because here it is it that the country is in such a dire straits, as you would have put it, that we are a challenge indeed of a much needed finance. So rather than state quarantine these people, These people are now being asked to self-quarantine at a cost to themselves, not the state. But the other question begs to be asked, the challenge facing the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and the authorities in policing these people while they're at home in self-quarantine. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, Ken, I mean, I totally agree with you. There's some ambiguity, definitely. But I'll tell you something. This home quarantine thing has been attempted in some countries, right, with some success. I would not say with total success. And our forces, not necessarily the police force, but maybe we could, people could be assigned other than the police force, maybe our, defense force personnel. They could be actually allowed. It's a matter, Ken, of being in contact with these people on a fairly regular basis and make sure they are in fact at home. And I think that is a problem that could be.
And hold on. And to further subject the people who are returning and who will be self-quarantined, to further subject them and further punish them, quote unquote, my word of course, is that they will be fined, a hefty fine indeed, if they break quarantine.
Well, Ken, I mean, between you and me, I'll be honest. I think that I think people who have been trapped away coming back here, they won't mind being fined if they break quarantine. I think they would.
Really, hold on. Are you aware of what the fine is?
Ken, I'm not sure about that. My apology.
Look, the thing about it is the government of the day, they are trying to make room for more and more nationals who want to come home. And a decision was taken by the Prime Minister to bring these people back home. But as you make room for them, to me, you're just watering down the system and putting the pressure back now on the individual themselves and by extension other agencies, because they have to police these people on a regular basis. And should they break a quarantine, well then they will be fined.
Well, Ken, I mean, forgive me.
But no, hold on.
I think there should be a fine involved. I mean...
No, I am not saying there should not be a fine. I am saying is the quantum of it.
Oh, yeah. No, you are perfectly correct. You are perfectly correct. I think they should dwell, very carefully on that fine situation. No, you are right. You're right. But I think all in all, Ken, I think that it is a good move, right, by having our citizens back to where they belong.
Well, I am not resisting such,
I know that.
I am not resisting such.
I know that.
But as you welcome our nationals back home in the coming weeks and in the coming months, at the same time, you have to look at how those people who are in quarantine, those people who are infected with the virus, how the state is treating and how the state is treating with them. That's the challenge.
No, Kenrick, you are perfectly correct. But you know what I think is this? If our defense authority work in tandem with our health authorities, I think there is sacrifice certainly needed by all and sundry, and I think it could be a success story.
All right, well, I hear you, and I thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. The point I'm making here this morning, folks, is yes, while we are making room for nationals returning home, in my humble opinion, we are watering down, quote unquote, the parallel health system. And the onus now is on you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to ensure that you follow all of the guidelines. Failure to do so, well, then you can be persecuted and prosecuted. Anyway, it's just about 6:30 here in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of a radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. At this time, let's take a look at what are some of the major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. But I have some other callers coming through. Hello, good morning. All right, I'm sorry to miss your call. Yes, today it's a Tuesday, September 1st, 2020. And yes, today's school is open, folks. Open. But hold on. Not physically, but virtually. It will be a real challenge for principals, teachers this morning. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, In today's edition of the Newsday newspaper, 48 pages in all. On the cover of today's edition, the smiling Police Commissioner Gary Griffith. Yes, sir. Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith at a police media briefing last Tuesday. To this end, the Commissioner has promised to reveal the results of his first performance appraisal by the Police Service Commission on Wednesday. The banner headline said, Commissioner of Police to reveal delayed performance appraisal tomorrow, judging Gary. Now that story is on page 3 and you can catch the details there. Remember to go outside there and purchase your copy of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. It's available at all leading newsstands and it's priced at $3. Well, on page 5, Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi would have given certain guidelines and would have addressed this matter concerning the mandatory wearing of masks in vehicles. And I'm going to try to share some information here with you this morning. Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi says while he understands the public's dissatisfaction with the decision, it remains mandatory for people to wear masks in a vehicle, even if the passengers are all family members. He was speaking at the Health Ministry's virtual press briefing yesterday morning. Based on the law, he said, a motor vehicle includes everything from a car to a tractor. He also said sea vessels are included. Now the details you can catch, as I said, on page 5. Children 8 and up must wear masks. Now the children will be prosecuted, and you too, as guardian and parents, you will have to pay that fine. Doctor asks COVID-19 patients to be truthful. Government introduces game-changer antigen testing. The Ministry of Health, or rather the Minister of Health, Terence Dialsingh, announced on Monday that the government, in partnership with the Pan-American Health Organization, have purchased 160,000 rapid test antigen test kits as it decentralizes its testing strategy. That story is on page 5. Just let me bring you up to speed as to the stats. Well, the total number of confirmed cases in Trinidad and Tobago as of late last night remains at 1,759. Number of deaths, 22. Recovered patients, 676. Active cases, 1,061. So the total number of confirmed cases in this country, 1,759. And remember, for the last 2 weeks or so, I've been reminding you that I was told by a medical operative that at the end of the year, we could be bordering on the 2,000 line. But based on what we are seeing thus far, well, it is expected that that figure could rise even more than 2,000 at the end of 2020. So yes, the Newsday newspaper, go outside there and purchase your copy this morning. Into some other news, Minister Imbert, TNT will best COVID. Finance Minister and Diego Martin, Northeast Member of Parliament, Colm Imbert, is confident that Trinidad and Tobago will overcome the challenge it currently faces with COVID-19. Imbert expressed his confidence in a tweet on Monday as he reflected on the 50th anniversary of Trinidad and Tobago's independence. Patriotic Front political leader Michaela Pandey lamented that divide and rule is alive, thriving, 58 years after TNT attained its independence from the United Kingdom. Those stories, as I said, are on page 7 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Minister of Health Terence Dialsingh, UWI, to study COVID-19 changes in CARICOM. 6 charged for Chinese businessman's murder. PCA investigate cops killing of Moruga man. Well, that made big news last night, where residents of Moruga came out and protest the killing of one of their villager, identified as Venrick Hodlin of Gomet Trees in Moruga. To this end, they are calling on the police to investigate, and my understanding is that the Police Complaints Authority is prepared to investigate this matter. UNC Senator, COVID-19 mask law is haphazard. Opposition Senator Jayanti Lakshmidiyal claimed the law passed last week by Parliament to mandate mask wearing to curb the COVID-19 epidemic was haphazard and unfair to the public, and the police must enforce it. That from Opposition Senator Jayanti Lakshmidiyal. You can catch that story on page 10. Ramada backs repatriation and mass legislation. Young Martinez, PNM mourn former councillor's death. Equal Opportunity Tribunal. Social media rants can inspire racial hatred. So those are about some of the stories, as I said, published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. You can go outside there and purchase your copy of this publication. As I said, it is priced at only $3, and it's available at all leading newsstands throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Into some sporting news now. Well, Caribbean Premier League action returns today down at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. The first game is at 10 o'clock this morning, and that first game will see Trinidad and Tobago Night Riders coming up against the Talawas at 10 o'clock, and then the later game at around 5:30 in the afternoon will see the Guyana Amazon Warriors coming up against the Tridents. Two games are on today. Remember, the final is on the 10th of September. So Caribbean Premier League action continues today, as I said, down at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. I cannot encourage you people to go outside there and support the boys, but you can look at it on television. Yes, look at it on television. Well, good news for TKR France, because according to a report, Sunil Narayan returns for Talawa clash. The story said Trinbago Night Riders will welcome the return of Sunil Narayan for the match against the Jamaica Talawas at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Turuba. This game bowls off at 10 o'clock this morning. Stay with us here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let me take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenneth. Just one quick question. The mask wearing on the vehicles, right? If one person in the vehicle, you have to wear a mask too?
No, you are not mandated to wear a mask once you are alone in the vehicle. That's according to the Attorney General.
All right. Thank you very much, Kenneth.
Okay, my friend. Well, thank you very much. Yes, and when I come back after these commercials, well, I'll give you some more details as it concerns the mandatory wearing of a mask. Okay? Stay with us here. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to some commercials.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Chaguanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods. This is Samaru Ramru inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
It's the talk of the town. It's Talk It Up on U975 FM, Monday to Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. So join me, your host, Mukesh Baburam, on a 3-hour journey guaranteed to take your stress away. Remember, Monday to Thursday, right here on U975 FM.
Yes, indeed, and thank you very much for staying with us here at 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Note that we are live on RCL, that's on YouTube at RCL U975. You can also catch us live on Facebook, and you can also get into our program by WhatsApping us at 378-4975. And to get into our conversation this morning, well, you can call us at 636-7547. 227-5739. You're with the morning program on 975. Well, yes, the wearing of mask is now law. Yes, the wearing of mask is now law. It is mandatory. And I don't know how many of you would be aware that for months now, I have been making that call on this radio program for the longest while to make the wearing of masks mandatory. Well, so said, so done. You see, when you look at what is happening in other jurisdictions, it is important that we follow all of these guidelines as issued by the World Health Organization and the Pan-American Health Organization. So as of yesterday, people in this country, well, it is mandatory that you mask up. Failure to do such, well, you can be fined and you'll be ticketed and so on. But I'll give you the details during the course of the morning. And yesterday I listened to the Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi, and he would have tried to make it quite clear to us, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, what this law really requires or demands of us. So the question I'm asking you here this morning, are you comforted by the measures as outlined by the Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi? All this in a sense to deal with this spiraling cases of COVID-19 in Trinidad and Tobago. I told you this morning that at the end of the year, one medical personnel would have told me we can cross at least about 2,000. Well, we are getting there, people. We are getting there. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kendrick, and yes.
Yeah, good morning to you, sir. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Well, first of all, you should applaud me now, because you would have joined this program for a while now, and you would have noted that I would have been making a call for the wearing of masks mandatory for a long while. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Yes.
So, this morning, the question you asked is, how you phrase it?
Are you comforted by the measures? Measures outlined by the Attorney General.
When I look at what is going on in India, and right next door to us, Latin America, India is probably the second country in the world. India decided to open up back their economy because of.
No. That's not what I want to get from you and the listening audience, you know. I agree.
Yeah, what I'm getting to is, yes, the mask is mandatory because people decide not to follow the WHO guidelines.
No,
America didn't decide to follow it. India seems to be going down the same way. Brazil seems to be going down the same way. And all these countries that didn't follow the guidelines of the WHO. This is what transpired now.
No, hold on. That's not my contention this morning, you know. My contention is this.
But wearing the mask is one of the issues that the WHO outlined.
But you're not listening to me. My contention here this morning is, are you satisfied with the relevant fines and so on? Are you satisfied with that? Should it be less or should it be more?
I'm not too sure of the fine.
Right.
But yes, because the citizens of this country not taking this thing seriously. Some people had the concept. I hear a man in Parliament just recently said, yes, the sun kills COVID, but over a period of time. So until we take this thing seriously, and somebody said, if you have asthma, and you should be able to wear a face shield. If you look around China, who started the whole thing, you know, they don't have the problem that nobody else has. Because if you look at everybody on a subway going anyway, they mask down with their mask. We can't afford the amount of testing that they wanted we to do from the initial stage. If they had done what you were calling for since last week, but the government didn't want to come so drastic because you still have the opposition still kicking against it and telling you all kind of thing. And if the mask that you make home is safe enough, that is not the issue, you know. It's to avoid you breathing in my face.
All right, well, I hear you, my friend. I hear you. All right, let me remind you of what the Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi would have said to keep you informed and to keep you abreast. Once you're 8 years and older and you step out of your house, you must wear a mask. Failure to do so, you'll be fined. The mask law is in effect, and even if your child who is 8 years and older is by himself, herself in a public place without a mask, she can be slapped with a $1,000 fixed penalty for a first offense. Now, a number of people would have asked me yesterday, what is a private place? Well, a private place, or rather, what is a public place? A public place is such. It does not belong to you. You do not have deed for that property, so it does not belong to you. That is public place. I hope I made myself clear. I'm just trying to inform you, the listening audience, because I know a number of people outside there will ask me questions this morning, and I'm just trying to share information with you. If you want to challenge me, well, fine, you can do so. If you step out of your house to take out your garbage, you must wear your mask. I'm pausing deliberately so that all these measures can sink into you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. If you are exercising or engaging in any fitness activity in public, you must wear a mask. And that goes to me too, because I run practically 3 days for the week. So I have to wear a mask. All public servants and law enforcement officers must wear masks. Let me repeat. All public servants and law enforcement officers must wear masks. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning, Henry. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, so watch yourself as of this morning. Don't feel like coming outside and putting your garbage on the main road here, and you're not wearing any mask, you know. Watch yourself.
I am glad that the Attorney General and the Ministry of Health has cleared up the issue of face shields. Because as asthmatic as I am, when I was wearing my face shield to enter some business establishment, they didn't want me to enter. So I'm very much glad that that has been cleared up.
All right. Remember some time back, Larry, you would have posed the question to me that if you are found guilty of not wearing a mask or a face shield because of your medical ailments, remember I told you that you need to get a medical certificate to prove to the officer in question? Well, this is what you have to do now, eh?
Kenrick, go back in your archives. When you had clamored on me when I asked that we all asthmatic and bronchitis patients be given a letter from the Ministry of Health, you all told me that is not necessary. Kenrick, I was seeing these things happening before, and I highlighted on this frequently, and everybody come down on me for that.
No. I remember telling you quite clearly that if it is that you are prosecuted by any officer, you need to provide some sort of documentation from a doctor stating that you cannot wear a mask. Even so with the seatbelt law, if you cannot wear a seatbelt law because of some, let's say, physical challenge, you need to get a letter from a medical personnel stating
Kenrick,
clearly that you cannot wear the seatbelt. Yeah, go ahead.
Kenrick, this was the claim I was making maybe a month and a half ago when I talked about I am asthmatic and people started to come along with me when I tell them wearing a mask is very difficult for me as an individual, and they tell me whether I cannot enter the place. And I came on the radio station and I said, listen, why the Ministry of Health, they have a database.
No, but hold on, Larry, hold on. Providing a medical or any documentation certificate to the officer in charge, let's say police officer, that does not necessarily mean to say that if you are going to conduct business in any place that they will accept you, they will accept your business as a private business. They have a right to refuse you for not wearing a mask, but you will not be prosecuted by the police.
Good, and that is understandable. But my point is this: what the Ministry of Health has stated now should have stated long before, so that people who has ailments like myself, right, we will not be discriminated, we will not be cursed upon, we will not be embarrassed in general public.
No, and hold on, Larry. I agree with you. Some of the measures that the government is taking today, I and you have been calling on that for the past 2 months, yes?
More than 2 months, Kenrick.
Right.
More than 2 months.
It's in my humble opinion, it is too late now.
Very much too late.
Because the horse has bolted. And
right?
Every day we are seeing 50 and 60 cases.
But Kenrick, look, I came to drive up the highway this morning to my office, right? I came to collect some goods to go and do some deliveries for some of my customers. And I was watching some of these southbound taxi cars, the Boxer, the 7-seater, and they are running to full capacity, Kenrick.
Well, look, as I said, you cannot have a police officer in every corner or everywhere 24/7, but people ought to behave themselves in a particular way.
Kenrick,
this is your health you're talking about.
Exactly, but Kenrick, I want to ask some questions now. When the Ministry of Health and the CMO is stating that we have discharged X amount of people from the quarantine or who have gotten over COVID-19, Kenrick, the question lies is this: the medication that they are giving these people, do we know about it?
All right, hold on. There's a marked difference in these words, discharge and recovered. You could be discharged. That doesn't necessarily mean to say that you have recovered.
So we have a crisis in our hands still arising.
We have a challenge in front of us, yes.
Right? Because, I mean, I'm watching international news like CNN and BBC and such, and people are getting reinfected from the same virus. And that leads to over the weekend, I started to ponder, if we are discharging people to go home and they're saying that they are free from COVID, then I would like to know, if America is catching the nennen to control coronavirus, how come we discharging people and say that they come over it? I find it very strange. We do not know what medication the Ministry of Health is using. Kenrick, I have a case I want to tell you about, and I think I want to let you know now. A friend of mine came from Miami, right? And they paid $3,000 a ticket to come to Trinidad, right? Start with that. And when they came to Trinidad, they were told to pay a further individual price. I don't want to say the price on the airwave. And they were told to pay this price for their quarantine. Now, Kenrick, money is very hard to find in the world today, in this country especially. And if a person do not have that money, my question now is that, is the Ministry of Health going to really treat people the way they're supposed to, if you're paying or not? Two, I would like to know what medication they are using on said people who have been discharged. Three, now, if people coming in from abroad, according to the Prime Minister, he's going to bring home all Trinidad and Tobago citizens. I agree on that, but the question lies now is this. If you are allowing people after 7 days in quarantine, Kenrick, and they are sending you home to self-quarantine for the further 7 days or a further 14 days, is this going to apply to the people who are coming into the airport who are in countries that has COVID and they are coming here now to be quarantined only for 7 days and then go home? And these are questions, Kenrick, that must be addressed, must be answered to the general public, because we are concerned for our lives and we are concerned for our brothers and sisters as well who are coming in. So we would just like to know, because these media personnel who in this meeting, brief meeting on a weekly basis, daily basis, Kenrick, I would like to know, please, where these people come up with these questions.
All right, well, I hear you, Larry. Well, let me just try to shed some light on some of the gray matters which you would have asked this morning. First of all, the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, would have indicated that he will attempt to bring all nationals back into the country. One is about transportation. That still has to be worked out in terms of whether you will send a flight, a Caribbean Airlines flight to bring these people back home, or whether they will have to pay their way back home or not. That still has to be cleared up. If as a returning nationals and you are tested, well then you'll be state quarantined. But if you are not tested, if you are tested and you show negative, you will be asked to stay at homes, house quarantine or self-quarantine for 14 days. 14 days. If not, there is a document, a form which you must fill out and must sign. And in that, if you break quarantine, you will be fined by the authorities. So there are repercussions. But I know and I understand your question, and I do not have all the information in front of me, but I will try to get some more information for you during the course of the morning. In the meantime, this morning I'm just trying to deal with the wearing of a face mask, the impact it will have on people of Trinidad and Tobago, what the Attorney General Faris Harari would have said, and how this measure will pan out in the coming days and in the coming weeks. We have another caller here on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yes, apparently your partner not shooting you not as much as he should. Because so many questions he asked. Well, if you look at it, we only have so far, they have one person in China got reinfected and one person somewhere else. So it's not to say that there's hundreds of people who had it before catch it back. So until they ensure if this person was reinfected by another person or if the virus just reacts to any person, so I don't see why he's panicking. There's no need to go quite down that road if you look at what's going on globally. So far, how much we had yesterday? Our death is now 20-something.
No, we had about 68 yesterday.
No, excuse me?
68.
58.
68. 668.
That's...
Partner, I would have related to you this morning the information, and I would again let me share it with you, just in case it escape you. Total confirmed cases 1,759, active cases 1,061, deaths 22, recovered 676. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
I pay no attention to the system and to the news. I don't know if he knows that. But one thing I could tell you this much, the last caller. You are pronouncing the word of the virus wrong. It's COVID-19, not COVID. Kenrick, I think the fines on them is reasonable to start with. Could I ask a question for the morning, right? Yes, we have been asking the government to implement this because people wasn't paying proper attention to it because of the election campaign we had with all the different people getting together and you know what they were doing on the road. Now that I've seen that the law is in effect now, I'm seeing a lot of Facebook posts by people doing videos, lamenting that the fine is too much. The government, what they're doing, they can't charge their child, X, Y, and Z. Let me tell you something, Kenrick. Only when you're on the road outside here and you understand what is taking place, you will see how serious this thing is. Because over the weekend, Kenrick, we had a long weekend, as you know. I keep my tail home. I had work to do, but I keep my tail home. And from now on, I mentioned to my company that as soon as I done work, I'm heading home. And as soon as I reach home, I do my routine that I have. Because let me tell you something, Kenrick. The fine, I agree 100% with the Attorney General. And I think that if people break it on the third time, well, then they need to come down stiffer. Because then if once is a mistake, twice is a habit. Agreed? So I think the fine is so far, it is intact. And who do not like that, well, this is my opinion. Because I am protecting myself to protect you. Have a good morning, Kenrick.
All right, Larry. Well, I hear you and thank you very much. Yes, as I said, during the course of the morning, I will keep you, the listening audience, abreast as to what some of the measures outlined by the Attorney General Faris Harari, because I know that there are a number of you outside there who have questions to ask, and I'm hoping that maybe I can answer them. By the way, I'm not a mouthpiece for the Attorney General nor the government of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm just trying to share information with you. That's part of my mandate here on 975. Let's head up to the 7 o'clock newscast with Nicole Duki. And when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion here. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, multicultural radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Nicole Duki. Good morning. Attorney General Faris Alwari said persons will have to wear masks when in a private vehicle with others. He clarified this issue at the Ministry of Health's media conference yesterday. The AG explained that this has become necessary due to PH taxis.
We're therefore compelled to recognize that it would be near impossible for law enforcement to stop every private car to figure out whether you are related to the person or living in the same household. So please understand that this is a feature of Trinidad and Tobago's recognized society, and that therefore the only exception for being in a vehicle or a vessel is if you are by yourself.
The AG warned persons who wear masks below the chin. He added that the only exemption are persons who are in a car alone, children under the age of 8, or those who have a reasonable excuse. AG Alwari also said while face masks are preferred, face shields will also be allowed.
There is an exception for reasonable cause or excuse. That exception is for medical or physical reasons, certain urgent situations such as escaping danger, momentarily moving for the purposes of eating or consuming drink, for taking medication.
Meanwhile, the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce has voiced its supports of mandatory mask-wearing legislation passed on Saturday. The amendments to the Public Health Ordinance make it an offense for failure to wear masks in public places. The Trinidad and Tobago Chamber recommended that there be warnings to protect those who have legitimate medical reasons for being unable to wear masks or who are engaged in activities which do not facilitate wearing masks. It said the law must include the appropriate penalties in keeping with fines for similar offense and relative international benchmarks. In July, the Chamber called for the wearing of masks to be made mandatory in the face of the ongoing pandemic. It urged all businesses to enforce the COVID-19 guidelines to ensure a safe-to-work and shop environment for employees and customers. It noted that these initiatives include a no mask, no service rule, and hand washing or sanitization before entry and increased workspace cleaning. The Chamber also called on consumers to do their part to flatten the curve by adhering to safety and sanitization protocols required by businesses, and likewise, if they are not being enforced, have the choice to shop where they feel safer. And young people are once again urged to take greater responsibility in the country's battle against COVID-19. This comes from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. He made the comments during an address to the nation on Sunday evening.
I have seen that our infection rate is growing most rapidly among the younger age groups, 25 to 35. I have many times put out a call for the young people to take responsibility for this country and its future, and many have done so. Tonight is no different. To the young people of this small country, I'm asking you to make an immediate contribution and take responsibility for stopping the spread of COVID.
The Prime Prime Minister stressed the need to protect the family of others as you would want your family protected.
This is not a drill. It's not a joke. This is not a trendy share on Instagram or cool forward on WhatsApp. The risk is real. We have deaths, and we have right now a number of citizens in high dependency care. I have seen what a contact tracing list looks like.
In some other news, an investigation has been started into the police-involved shooting of a man in Moruga on August 29, 2020. The probe will be undertaken by the Police Complaints Authority, which assured that due process will be followed. It said it will not express any views prior to any determination by a court. The probe looks into the shooting of Venrick Holden by a policeman who allegedly defended himself. According to reports, CCTV footage of the incident was captured by the family. Meanwhile, investigations are continuing into a vehicular accident which claimed the life of a 56-year-old nurse. She has been identified as Patricia Kisoon. The accident took place at around 4 o'clock yesterday morning along Rocha Douglas Road in Barrackpore. According to reports, she was driving an SUV in a westerly direction when the vehicle veered off the road and collided with a wall. Kisoon was reportedly killed on impact. The victim was attached to the San Fernando General Hospital. You are listening to the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's time now to take a look at regional and international developments. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has advised that another COVID patient has died in Jamaica. The deceased is a 28-year-old female. At the same time, in the last 24 hours, the country recorded 245 new confirmed COVID-19 cases, the largest one-day increase on record. This brings the total number of cases on record for the island to 2,357. Of the newly confirmed cases, 116 are females and 100 are males with ages ranging from 2 weeks to 90 years. Of the new cases, 12 are contacts of confirmed cases, 8 are imported, and the remaining 225 cases are under investigation. Internationally, the father of a black man shot by police has refused to play politics with his son's life when President Donald Trump visits the city of Kenosha on Tuesday. Jacob Blake's shooting sparked a fresh wave of anti-racism protests in the United States, prompting calls for President Trump to acknowledge him and his family. The president will meet with police officers on the visit, but not the Blake family. The visit comes with law and order becoming highly politicized ahead of the November 3rd presidential election. Mr. Blake's father, Jacob Blake Sr., said his son's life was more important than a meeting with President Trump. In news of the weather for the period today until tonight, Trinidad and Tobago and the remainder of the Lesser Antilles will experience sunny periods which will be interrupted by intermittent showers in varying localities. There is the medium to high chance of a heavy shower or thunderstorm during the late morning to early afternoon period. Night will be clear and cool. Gusty winds and street flooding may occur in heavy showers and thunderstorms. Seas are moderate with waves 1.5 meter up to 2 meters in open waters and less than 1 meter in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. And this brings us to the end of the 7 a.m. newscast on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Stay tuned for another newscast at 8 a.m. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning.
Well, thank you very much, Nicole, for that 7 o'clock newscast. And note that you can catch Nicole again at around 8 o'clock for another newscast. We are with 975 FM Hot Like Pepper, the morning program. We are into the second hour, but first let's get into some commercials this morning. And when I come back, we'll continue with our discussion. 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barraco, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
Jyoti's Puja Store is your one-stop puja store for all puja, wedding, and cremation materials. Also available books, mithai, and murtis made to order. Visit Jyoti's Puja Store today and be greeted with the kindest and most courteous staff with best prices and secured parking. Jyoti's Puja Store located at 542 Southern Main Road, Chase Village, Shiguanas. Contact 671-3849.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975. I have a number of callers on the line. Hello, good morning, and thank you very much for choosing us. Good morning.
And pleasant good morning to you, Kenrick.
Good morning, Mr. Bang Village. I hope you're observing social distancing.
I would like to do so, my brother. And I don't think that any government ministers or opposition or anybody is supposed to tell you that this will protect yourself, you know, and protect the people who are wrong you. And I always say it, you understand? Prevention is better than cure. You understand? And I always tell people that, you know, remember I told you, I will sit back and I will just watch and laugh. But not literally laugh, but you know, I just laugh. You know, I would not call and tell you, you know, and make you feel that I'm campaigning. You understand? But you see, a prime minister of a country to know and tell the people them that the opposition who want to get into office want to bring back people and they ain't care about nobody. They ain't care about nobody in this country. They want to kill you. You understand? When the opposition hears the matter of the cricketers coming in, oh God, bring your people now. Bring your people. And I will bring them in alongside I get into office. He criticized her. But today I see he put his socks in his mouth. And he said, I'm going to bring them back in now. How come all of a sudden you're bringing them back in now? You campaign and tell the people them that the opposition don't care and they want to kill you. You understand? Bring in sickness. When the sickness was already here, and we warned the country since before the carnival. You understand? How come Anisette George, you understand, turn around and tell the people them in January the matter wasn't important. You understand? About this COVID thing. How come the Anisette George today will turn around now and support? You understand?
Apparently, my friend, you did not listen to the contribution coming from the Minister of Health, Terrence Dayal Singh, in Parliament on Friday. Did you listen to it? You see, decisions, comments would have been made in the month of March and April, because the authorities and even the public of Trinidad and Tobago did not understand in the main the virus. Anyway, let me take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Can I go again? Let me guess 1 minute.
Because you talk, I don't want to say you're talking rubbish,
no.
but you're just trying to.
Let me finish, please.
You're trying to. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. The Minister of Health say don't put on no mask. You have to have them take. He said leave the mask for the doctors and them. Today, mask is important. But I only.
You know, when you start with this level of discussion with me, I get real upset with you, because apparently you look at everything politically, not as what is in the best interest of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to what the minister said. I'm not defending anyone, but listen to the argument. When this virus hit us in the month of March, getting into April, we all did not appreciate and understand how this virus would behave. Hence, Kamala Prasad Bisesa said the sunlight will kill COVID. Lysol will kill COVID. The Minister of Health said there was no need to wear any mask. But as we get further into the argument, as we get further into the year, we are into the month of September and into August, the whole dynamics of this virus would have changed. New information would have come to the fore. So you have, with this new information now, and trying to appreciate what is being said by the medical expert, we have to change our thought process. We have to change our perspective. This is all I'm trying to tell you, But you try to see everything political. What was said in the month of March, why is it now being done? Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning. Sometimes, no, hold on. Sometimes I'm exhausted, exhausted in trying to really appreciate the contribution coming from some people. Go ahead.
Because one of his political leaders, which is Anil Roberts, went to the parliament and used the same argument. So what do you expect, sir? Enjoy the morning.
All right, well, thank you very much for your contribution. We are now beginning to understand how this virus behaves. We are now witnessing what would have taken place in other jurisdictions. So the argument, policies, and guidelines as outlined in the month of March and April would change. People are saying, why are we wearing masks now? When the Minister of Health would have said it is not important wearing of mask. And look, let me tell you, the listening audience, the wearing of a mask does not necessarily mean to say that we will not contract the virus. The wearing of the mask is an additional layer of security. You can wear a mask 24/7 even while you're sleeping on bed, but you do not sanitize yourself and you expose yourself. What's going to happen? We have to be real in this country, people. This is not a PNM or a UNC thing, This is a national concern, a global pandemic. Well, some people like to look at loopholes. The specifics. The Attorney General said, all of the specifics, okay, fine. Just wear a mask. Just wear a mask when you're in the public. Comply with the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. Why we have to look at all sorts of loopholes and all sorts of stupid argument? One woman told me yesterday why she should pay for her child under the age of 8 who's not wearing over the age of 8, not wearing a mask. Why prosecute her? It is your responsibility as a guardian and as a parent to protect yourself and protect your child's interests. I don't know how much more can I say about this on this morning on the morning program. You know, I don't know. You know, and some of you may take issue with me, telling me I'm being political. I am not being political. I'm being very honest with you. Observe the law. We have been calling on this for the longest while. Folks, people have died. 22 people in this country have died as a result of COVID-19. Get that into all your head. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
And good morning to you.
I would like to say good morning to Trinidad and Tobago and all who's listening around the world. I have something that is resting a bit heavy on my shoulders. With regards to the mask situation, I think it's a very good initiative, right? And, you know, just like Johnny come lately, when the first run of this COVID-19 virus, when we assumed it was over, everybody or the majority left their masks at home and everything was hunky-dory as usual. Right? I think that, you know, we had lacked foresight after the virus. And what is resting heavy on my shoulders? The vagrants on them, right? I know for a fact that they have a very, very strong immune system. But they would make things challenging for the rest of us because, you know, the mask is law now, yes, but it seems that it's not law for the vagrants and them to have masks because I observe in Port of Spain and in San Fernando, Arima, Chaguanas, that these guys and girls do not have any masks on when they outside or inside. So that is something that we need to get addressed ASAP. Have a good day.
All right, well, I share your thoughts and I share your concern. But I don't know if you would have taken the time out to listen to the Attorney General Faris Al-Rari. You see, I go by what the ministers, and these are the policy makers, what they say. If you are homeless, you're a street dweller, you say vagrant, you need to wear the mask. It will be given to you by the authorities, by the social services. In the absence of that, you do not expect the Attorney General to come and arrest or prosecute or persecute a street dweller. It is up to the officers to make that determination. But they have to carry out the law. According to Police Commissioner Gary Griffith, police officers are ready to enforce the new mandatory mask law. Whether you are a vagrant, as you would have said, a street dweller, a police officer, the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, a fire officer, whoever you may be, it is the law. There are certain exemptions. Under the age of 8, there are also certain exemptions if you suffer with any sort of, let's say, health challenges. But hold on, you need to get some sort of documentation from a medical personnel stating why you should not wear a mask. You see, we have a tendency in this country, as I said, to look at loopholes, to have everything what you call black and white, and put forward that argument, rather than do what is right. Wear a mask. Wear a mask. But I share your concern, because I too this morning, coming from Princess Sound, driving to the studio, I see people, number of them, wearing the mask on the head, wearing the mask under the chin, hanging it over the ears. That is defeating the whole purpose. You're only mama guy and all yourself. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jagannath. Morning to all the listeners and callers. I'm calling from Belmont.
Good morning, Mr. Belmont.
No, I agree with everything you say, you know, and I don't see why people should be arguing with you or putting forward other cases. You are simply quoting the laws of the country, and no one should oppose the laws that is the betterment for our people. Because if this could do certain good to prevent and to minimize the spread of the COVID, I don't see why we should have any objections. It's sounding political, and I find they should follow the rules and the regulation, because it is influenced by the CMO. It is not influenced by politicians, and it is good law. So I don't see why they should be opposing it. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Belmont, for your contribution here with me this morning. No, I'm not arguing with anyone, you know, but I find it difficult where people have a tendency to make it political. That the Prime Minister would have said that in the month of March, in the month of April, and now his decision has changed. This is an evolving situation, you know. It's not a perfect fit, you know. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenrick.
And good morning to you.
Well, the mask thing is in full flight now.
Yeah.
And nobody has no reason not to obey it. And it's quite distinctive as to who cannot and who should not. Right? Don't use any kind of illness conveniently as an excuse. Understand? So people, it is now law.
No, hold on, Bawani. You can use, quote unquote, an illness, a medical ailment, a physical challenge as an excuse. You can use that to the police officer, but hold on. You must have documentation.
Documentation, exactly.
Must have documentation to prove. Because you see, our society is of such, Bawani, that we do all sort of things not to follow the proper guidelines, you know.
I had reference to you some time ago. It have a song called Is We by Raja. I don't know if you ever came across it.
Well, I'll try to get it during the course of the day. I hope I have it. Yes, go ahead.
It's an old calypso, but it's something like this: is we who threw rubbish on the street, is we who did, you know. So it's a very apt song, especially in these times, because we have a lot to account for our foolishness sometimes.
Because even yesterday, when I went to the grocery, a young lady was so if I'm in the car with my family, must I wear a mask? Of course, yes, but it's my private vehicle. And the Attorney General tried to outline and point out this. In this country, in our society, we have a developing trade called PH taxis.
He went at length to explain
so
that.
we have to try to understand. No police officer is going to stop outside there and say, well, okay, that's a family, let them go. Or this person is supplying his car for hire, and let's stop him and so on. No, you cannot do that. That is that, my friend, will be a real challenge.
Yeah, well, but this is absolutely clear. If you alone try, like how you come into work, all by yourself, I think so. Then you don't have to wear any mask.
Yeah, but one must look at the bigger picture here, Bawani. What is the bigger picture?
Prevention.
To prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Prevention.
Because I'm saying to you and the listening audience again, one must appreciate the taxpayers' money are being spent to house and treat COVID-19 patients.
Sure.
And in this guava season, that money, taxpayers' money, could be spent elsewhere, providing better infrastructure for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. If you understand my point of view.
No, I fully understand and I fully concur. Now, one more situation. I await to see with interest how the lunch distribution for school students will be carried out. In terms of, I understand that they're going to deliver 500 lunch to each MP, and the MP will be charged with his crew or her crew to distribute those to those children identified.
But don't you think it's about time that these MPs do some work?
Of course.
Yeah.
So we are waiting to see what will happen with that.
But are you seeing a recipe for, and no pun intended here, are you seeing a recipe for fraud, a recipe for disaster in this food distribution?
Yes, unfortunately.
Because there may be discrimination, you know that, yes?
Yeah, I mean, okay, let me come back to the $5 million they take to make masks. Many people have claimed that they have not received any. Well, and I had to point out, well, maybe it's in a certain geographic location alone, or specifically related to, me, you, and my friends. So let's see how things go for the next week or two.
All right. Well, I hear you, Bhavani, and thank you very much. Okay, so I'm just trying to engage you here a bit. Okay, I have some other callers on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
And good morning to you.
I would like to ask a question. With regards to laptops, I'm not sure if the taxes or the duties were removed from the laptop. I believe they were added back into the system, the taxes. But looking at the information at hand, we are going to be using, or students are going to be using laptops to try and seek to be educated. My question is there, or if you were to buy a laptop online per se and try to bring that laptop into the country, will those laptops be taxed by the government of the day? If that is the case, I think that they should seriously consider making it, VAT-free or tax-free to allow the poorer people in the country to be able to make it affordable, or a little bit more affordable, for them to have access to a laptop. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you very much. Well, I don't have the information in front of me, but I'll try to get that information and share it with you tomorrow, my friend. But a very good question indeed. Yes, school opens today, not physically, of course, but virtually, where teachers are now mandated to conduct classes from home to students who have the necessary infrastructure in place. And to this end, the Minister of Education, Nian Gadsby-Dolly, is calling on corporate Trinidad and Tobago to come on board to facilitate or make some sort of attempt to provide these devices to children who cannot afford such. Well, it's an ongoing debate, and the question about removing the laptop from the school system comes into the equation. That's a matter which we would have continued to debate here, right here on 975. Okay, so let's go back to the mass law, which is in effect as of yesterday. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Kenrick. Morning, Shannon. Good morning, Mr. Nicole Duty and your SIS staff.
And good morning to you, Mr. Princestown. Good morning.
Yeah, well, Mr. Kenrick, the introducing of the reopening of school today virtually, is our first time era we inherited that, and I think, but the minister is new, well, was replaced, so we have another new minister there. And they had some discussion with the stakeholders and things as far as I'm aware. But I think we needed a little more time in terms of it to TT, because they were hoping by middle of this month, by the 15th, they will have things rolling. But I don't know in what way the stakeholders, like the first thing in the internet connectivity over the island, how that discussion with those stakeholders, and then how early we'll be able to have the whole island with internet connectivity, right? First, how practically that will be, which is the first item of business. And then because the children who are not in the internet connectivity will have to maybe travel to their location to get internet. And assuming that the device. So there's a lot of things involved, but I think the whole situation here, it needs more being on board then, it's like we kind of moving kind of scattered, because right now today we have people who will be ready to start, but those that are behind, I ain't seen the discussion or the input I should have in order to bring them on board as quickly as possible.
All right, well, the thing about it is the Prime Minister would have said that look, to facilitate these people who will be coming from abroad, we must make room for them. And by making room for them, we'll have to discharge people from the step-down facilities and ensure that they self-quarantine at home. And by doing such, there's a form to be signed. And if you break quarantine, well, then you can be fined by the government of Trinidad and Tobago, by the police. You know that, yes?
Yeah.
Look, these are very troubling times, my friend. It's not a perfect
Yeah, very
scenario.
troubling.
It's a very
challenging.
It's very
So we
troubling
just need
times.
all the support on our hands and all suggestions and ideas coming forward.
Right, and the government of
Get
the
that.
day, the government of the day cannot. I've been saying this for the longest while. The government of the day cannot legislate for everything and anything. We need to comply. We need to be responsible. Even before this matter came to Parliament, the chief medical officer would have said, that is Dr. Roshan Barasram, would have said, we the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we ought to be the front line. We ought to be the front line. And if we're waiting on the government of the day to legislate, well, we're in a very sorry situation, my friend. We are in a very, very sorry situation indeed. So let's move on with our conversation. All right, so according to the law, all public servants and law enforcement officers must wear masks. Let me repeat again. All public servants and law enforcement officers must wear masks. Every single person, from Her Excellency, the President, right down to all of us, have to wear masks in public. That includes all of our protective services. This according to the Attorney General, Faris Al-Rawi. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning, Kendrick. How are you?
I'm doing fine this morning, my friend. Just trying to keep the listening audience engaged and keep them informed as to how this law will impact on you. Go ahead.
And I must say congratulations to you and the station for pushing this for legislation to make mask mandatory.
Yeah.
I mean, I think since COVID started, you won that case.
Well, I've been saying this for the past 3 months now.
Yeah. Kendrick, two things I want to talk about. First thing first. The issue with this mask legislation. The UNC supported it, right?
No, it's not really a piece of legislation. It is an amendment to the Public Health Ordinance.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
UNC supported it.
Yeah. Yes,
They didn't vote-
the UNC supported it.
They didn't vote against it.
Okay, but they had certain concerns over pieces of the
Kendrick,
pieces of the
if you
document.
don't support something, what you're voting for it for?
Agreed.
If you hold on, so if you go somewhere and the price of an item is $10 and you feel it's too high, are you still going to buy it?
And the thing about it, they did not. There was no one abstained. Yes.
No, that is my point. I'm trying to understand why this, ridiculous statement coming out from the UNC, Senator
Jayanti Lakshmidial, yeah.
making the statement condemning the bill and all your vote for it. This is the kind of opposition we have here. The very first piece of legislation placed before you as an opposition, you support it, but come outside and condemn it.
And their concern is they will support good law. So if this law was not good, why are you supporting it?
Why is it? This reminds me of the cannabis legislation. You remember when that was passed in December last year, Dr. Tiwari come out and make a set of statement. Even on your station, it was played where he was attacking the legislation after they supported it. I mean, what Brian Big and Bank Village would be better senators, you know. But that aside, I still can't understand why that statement was issued, right?
All right, no, hold on. Let me remind you and listen to what you said, but stay on the line with me. The face mask law is half-baked, wishy-washy, and ineffective, and police officers will have a field day enforcing them. That's a matter of opinion, and that is coming from Jayanti Lakshmidial.
I agree. A matter of opinion, why I supported it.
Yeah. And if you are saying it is wishy-washy and it is half-baked, well, why the bloody hell you supported the measure?
I agree. Stand up and say that I don't support it.
And don't tell me about collective responsibility.
No.
Don't tell me it's collective responsibility. Well, abstain.
Right. And make your points clear as to why you're abstaining. Right. A lot of people, with school opening, I hearing teachers saying, they don't want to go to school, they don't want to, the ministry tutors tell them to stay home. It is unclear about, listen, this is a new way of learning. You need to try something and see if it will work. I don't know why people condemn it from outright.
What you're talking about is virtual teaching, yes?
Virtual teaching and reporting for duty. Like I was in a conversation, I had a principal and a teacher, and the teachers, they were tutors, say, we should report for duty. The principal person say, well, why don't you report it to the office Monday morning?
All right, hold on, friend. You have been, in the past couple of months, you've been talking about what is happening in Guyana. And now that Guyana has a new administration, is it true that Guyana is under lockdown, so to speak? Of course, is it true that they're under curfew?
Well, I tried to find out that, but they're not seeing any official news coming out from that. I think it is curfew in certain areas, not the whole of Guyana.
Okay. Because I've been hearing that since yesterday when as yourself, I've been trying to get some more information.
Yeah, some curfew, but I think they're locking down on certain areas because also there's a tendency for some riots to be instigated.
Okay.
Right?
So move on.
But Kenrick, you see, this thing, teachers need to give support to the Ministry of Education. Forget your political hat. Try it. If you go and you do your planning and next week you start your virtual teaching and it doesn't work, then you have to come up with some other plan. But something has to be done with the school children in this country. Right? But the whole long and short, I really would like to get a strong UNC person to tell me why you support legislation and then condemn it.
All right, my friend. Well, maybe Brian Bay can tell us.
Right.
All right, thank you very much for your thoughts with me this morning as we head up to the hour of 8 o'clock. Just about 19 minutes here to the hour of 8. And that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to some commercials. And when we come back, we'll continue. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Shoguanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you. Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor CariCare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barraco, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Shoguanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
It's the talk of the town. It's Talk It Up on U975 FM, Monday to Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. So join me, your host, Mukesh Baburam, on a 3-hour journey guaranteed to take your stress away. Remember, Monday to Thursday, right here on U975 FM.
Greeting in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Praise Him, praise Him.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975. We have some other callers on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Morning again, Kenrick.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Kenrick, let me ask you something. What is the cost for a laptop?
Well, I don't know. It varies, the device.
Okay. A laptop dual core, according to what the ministry is asking parents to try to get for their children to do online learning, can run into about, maybe say $3,300 for one, $2,800 according to the size of the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to tell you, this is very, very important. Everybody is saying online training for children, schooling for children at this particular time.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things the Ministry of Education need to explain to parents, and I'm talking from experience here, Kenrick. Recently, my laptop crashed. Why? I didn't have the proper current supply going to it, and I'll tell you why I say that. There is a device, and I think you have it in the studio there, and some of the equipment that you have called an ASP, that has a battery backup and a surge protector on it. A regular surge protector, 6 out that we buy in electric in the country, would not work for this, Kenrick. Because when a laptop crashes, it damages the hard drive. A hard drive can run into about maybe $1,000 to $1,500 to $1,800. So when we talk about getting laptops for children, the Ministry of Education need to educate parents on the proper measures when you're purchasing a laptop for your children, the proper protective device that you need to have with it for charging purposes, right? And where now, if the government of the day can come down to remove certain value-added tax or custom or duty on the replacement parts for these laptops for children who people are very much not really working at this particular time. So having a laptop, one Kenrick, can cost a parent much more than if they're sending their child to school via bus, via taxi or whatever. Because when a laptop crashed, Kenrick, trust me, I spent over $3,200 recently to build back my laptop because of the music that I have in it, to get it back on track. So I'm talking from experience, Kenrick. And this is what education is all about. We need to edify and teach parents that buying a laptop is not only all protecting it and have it working properly, because when you have to go and pay to get it repaired, you have to dip deep in your pocket, Kenrick. Have a good morning.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And I agree with you. The buying of a laptop and providing it for your child is not the way at all. You need to understand, you need to supervise and appreciate what the device was bought for. I agree with you. Anyway, so we move on with our conversation. Yes, today school would have opened, so to speak, of course, not physically, but virtually. And as I told you this morning, the Minister of Education, Dr. Nyan Gadsby-Dolly, is calling on corporate Trinidad and Tobago to come on board to help those people, to help those students, to help those families who cannot afford to purchase a device for themselves. So, corporate Trinidad and Tobago, you are asked to come on board and assist wherever you can. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir. That guy made a very good point here with concerning a laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Is
it a laptop alone could use, or could you use an iPad or a tablet for the children? I'm asking a question.
All right. Well, as I said, I'm not an authority on this subject, but any sort of device that can add greater value to providing education for your children would be welcome. You would welcome such, I would imagine. Yes, but yes, as I said today, school would have opened, and I know that it could be and it will be quite challenging for students, for teachers, and by extension the principals. We just have to see how it pans out in the next coming days or so. Remember, I spoke to Antonia De Freitas, the president of Tutor, I think sometime last week or before, and she did indicate that there would be challenges, but in this is not a time to actually point fingers at people and try to shoot them down and what have you. It's that time where we need everyone to come on board. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kendrick. Yeah,
good morning. Yeah.
And now, based on the information I got just now there, maybe the ministry may need to streamline a particular brand or whatever it is in order to facilitate everybody. Because we don't want people to be going into too much expense, and then how long, remember, we're looking at maybe the next year or so this online thing. So you wouldn't want units or the people in technical side should come forward and advise the ministry to advise parents. When you go to buy these things, a man want to sell anything. So he's supplying you the knowledge and information, and he's selling too. So what you will do, his concern is to collect his money. So we need to be guide the parents and the people that are going out to buy there. So we'll be able to get the most effective use of our money and the most practical unit. Yeah. So how does these are another thing for them
hold on.
Take on board. Yeah.
You're a parent, right?
Yeah.
And tell me, what are some of the challenges you're facing in terms of providing all the necessary infrastructure for your child to get this much needed education?
Well, basically we got the we had the smartphone, right? So basically we have the we saw a timetable come in there and so on. So for the time being, initially we will use that, but at the end of the day, for that long you may have to get a laptop. So for the time being, holding on until such time, but I'm preparing for it. But I don't have that information that I shared just now, but I think Larry, by name, is very critical. So most of us are going to, even tell you I'll have to put your laptop because we're looking at this pandemic are going to end anytime soon. So maybe the ministry will have to go on education drive in that area in order to assist credible parents and educate them on this.
But hold on, what about the challenges faced by parents who are not technology, they do not have the necessary, let's say, they're not tech fancy, so to speak. What about their challenges? Huh?
That's the next challenge.
No, it's a serious question.
Yeah.
And again, you have to be supervising your children on a regular basis.
But is that people who are capable of supervising them, children? Because them, I used to them do some kind of thing in our units.
I don't know, my friend. Is like I said, it's not a perfect fit, and we'll just have to do the best we can in these circumstances.
Yeah, that's all we can do the best we can in the given situation.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Kendrick. How are you doing, sir?
Well, this morning I'm trying to inform the public about, this country is not an easy country to govern, my friend. You know that, eh?
Kendrick, I'm hearing you, and I want to applaud you, and I'll tell you why. Because you're talking about education, and I've myself spent many years of my life as an educator. Okay. Now, what is interesting is that we are not including the word novel. It's that novel coronavirus. It has brought us into a new normal, in particularly with children in the primary school, because in the secondary and tertiary education they had some semblance of it. Now I have a daughter who lives in Atlanta, and I have a grandson and grandchildren who live there, and my daughter is the supervisor of teachers who are in a cluster, so that she monitors their work in terms of the online teaching. And she says, Daddy, it is not easy. It's a transition still. While I was talking to her, she mentioned to me, she was saying to my grandson, Jordan, she says to him, remember you are going on in the class just now, talking about during the day. And she just come and tell Grandpa hello, and she said, he comes on the phone and he says, Grandpa, hello, 1 minute to get to my class. Oh, he's at home, and he's communicating with his teacher via the online service. And what she's saying to me, Daddy, don't believe it is easy. It is still, it is not seamless in America, particularly for the children who are in primary school. At the university level, it's a different thing. So I agree with you, Kendrick. It is a challenge, and we must all come together. There must be no politics involved in this, because this is the investment, and this is your child.
Well, I always try to impress people, Mr. Davidi, that the greatest investment that you can make as a parent is in your children's education.
That's right. It is, and one of the reasons why there are children in this society that move on faster than others because of parental guidance and parental support.
Well, we would have exhausted this discussion already.
Yes,
we were
I
talking
know,
about the results of examination.
That is why I'm underscoring it. But it is now a challenge for those parents because they were not brought up in a digital education system. So they now are learning as well, just as all the children are learning. And to some extent, my other grandchildren in Trinidad and Tobago, they teach me a lot of things on computer. You see? So what I'm saying is I agree with you, Kendrick, and I agree with Larry. One of the weaknesses we have in Trinidad because of society, we do not pay attention to maintenance and upkeep.
Yeah, but Mr. Davidi, I know that you're an educator and you're very much interested in what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. And
Very much interested.
I always describe you as a patriot of this country.
Very much
Now, let's look at this mass law. Yesterday, a number of people would have posed questions to me about creating various scenarios, what if, what not, what if, so and so. I said, listen, at the end of the day, it is your health. Your health is your responsibility. Wear the bloody mask. Do not create a situation where there's none.
Well, Kendrick, you're so correct. Listen, let me tell you something. Last night, a friend, Dr. Spence, sent me a video clip about how in China people get credit. They got what they call a social credit for conduct. You understand? And that is that, like, for example, like this. We are making a lot of fuss about it. I mean, there are different things, it's uncomfortable, whatever, but there's a new normal that we have to work on. But I'm showing you the difference in terms of how people manage behavior. Us, we have a different behavior. In China, in 2020, as we speak, what they have, you get credits for your conduct. In other words, if you are found doing something not in keeping with the law, you lose credit points. So, and the documentary tells me that one person was about to fly out to go to some other place. And when they went to the agency to decide to do this, they said, well, you can't fly because your credit points is too low. And that is I mean, of course, it's a different kind of, a different type of governance. But I'm showing you how people manage conduct. If you do not have enough sufficient points, you will not be able to travel on the train. You see, that's a documentary I have, and it tells you how they manage conduct in China. I am saying again, we are talking about two different types of government, but what I'm saying is how that when we talk about China and Singapore and those places, and we praise them, and we refer to them in the government and wherever we talk about them, they have a different way of managing behavior and conduct. There are consequences if you fall out of line. So this morning when I went to walk, would you believe, and I think we've got to do it all the time, I was walking and there are so many people, particularly young people, and I walk and I said, they're taking out, put out their bag, about 5 different occasions. And I know it's a transition, but I agree with you, Kendrick. The thing is that you you have a choice. You have a choice is to exchange places with the 22 people who are there to wear a mask. That's all.
Well, that is putting it a bit bluntly, Mr. Davidi.
Well,
anyway,
that
we agree. We agree. In order not to find yourself in problems, and do not create a situation where there is none, please wear the mask in public.
Yes, and that is why I said we sometimes, I know when there are accidents and stuff, they put a graphic situation, and that's why I said to it. You have to, if you want to exchange places with the 22 people, they would like to come back. They would like to come back and put on a mask, won't they, Eric?
Of course.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Davidi, for your contribution here with me this morning. I always anticipate your call because we have good discussion indeed, very healthy discussion indeed. Let's take this caller before we head up to the 8 o'clock newscast with Nicole Duki. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Nancy. Good morning, Larry.
Karen, for the caller before Mr. Davidi and before Mr. Princess Young, let me just say this. An iPhone or a tablet wouldn't cut it right at this particular time, and I'll tell you why. You are doing schoolwork with a child on it. You need to back up your schoolwork, homework, and all kind of things. You got to create folders. That's the reason why they are telling people to buy a dual core. Now, you can change the hard drive in that and get a bigger hard drive, like a 1 terabyte, where you can have much more space. Secondly, if you're using an iPhone or a tablet, these things are small. You can damage the eyes of a child while growing up. That child got to go and do eye tests and get glasses. So the recommended screen for a child is either a 15-inch or a 17-inch screen that they can use comfortable, have the backup space so they can pull back anything that they want on record that they did 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It can be used and stored in folders so that it can be very much informative for them down the road when they go to write exam. So basically that's it, a laptop. Take care.
Okay, Larry, well, thank you very much. Well, folks, we're up to the 8 o'clock newscast. Let's get the 8 o'clock newscast with Nicole Duki. And when we come back, we'll be into the final hour of today's edition of the morning program. Stay with us here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, multicultural radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 8 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Nicole Duki. Good morning. Rapid tests will soon be done using the screening tool for COVID-19. This was revealed by Health Minister Terence Dialsingh. He made the announcement at yesterday's media conference. Minister Dialsingh said government signed off on a deal last Friday. He said this new technology is over 90% accurate.
We have sourced 160,000 rapid test antigen kits, 160,000 at a cost of $6 US per test. So that is going to be an investment of around $960,000 US.
Meanwhile, County Medical Officer of Health for Caroni, Dr. Janine St. Bernard, said this will help Trinidad and Tobago to ramp up its testing.
Screening test is one that determines if you need to go on to have further testing. So therefore, it is not considered diagnostic. So if you do a screening test, this antigen test, and it is positive, this does not then say that you are COVID positive. It says we still need to go on to do the PCR test for you.
Young people are once again urged to take greater responsibility in the country's battle against COVID-19. This comes from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. He made the comments during an address to the nation on Sunday evening.
I have seen that our infection rate is growing most rapidly among the younger age groups, 25 to 35. I have many times put out a call for the young people to take responsibility for this country and its future, and many have done so. Tonight is no different. To the young people of this small country, I'm asking you to make an immediate contribution and take responsibility for stopping the spread of COVID.
The Prime Minister stressed the need to protect the family of others as you would want your own family protected.
This is not a drill. It's not a joke. This is not a trendy share on Instagram or cool forward on WhatsApp. The risk is real. We have deaths, and we have right now a number of citizens in high dependency care. I have seen what a contact tracing list looks like.
The total number of active cases of COVID-19 in Trinidad and Tobago stands at 1,061. This is according to the latest data from the Ministry of Health. In its update on Monday evening, the ministry said 32 more persons tested positive for the virus. The death toll, however, remains at 22. The ministry confirmed that the 32 positive cases came from samples taken during the period August 23rd to 31st, 2020. To date, 23,651 samples were submitted for testing. 17,059 positive samples were obtained from public and private facilities in Trinidad and Tobago. In other news, residents of Moruga have staged a protest demanding that action be taken against the police officer who shot and killed villager Venrick Holden on Friday afternoon. The officer claimed he fired the fatal shot after an altercation with Holden. However, video footage of the killing does not support the report. Meanwhile, an investigation has been launched into the incident. The probe will be undertaken by the Police Complaints Authority, which assured that due process will be followed. It said it will not express any views prior to any determination by a court. The probe looks into the shooting of Venrick Holden by a policeman who was allegedly defending himself. According to reports, CCTV footage of the incident was captured by the family. You are listening to the ATM News on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's time now to take a look at regional and international developments. Regionally, approximately $140 million have been spent on COVID-19 relief efforts in the Bahamas up to June 2020. This is according to the Finance Ministry. In its fourth quarter report, the ministry said in response to damning effects of the pandemic on the macroeconomy, the government initiated several programs to lend support to citizens and encourage business continuity. The ministry said because of these measures, in excess of 284 businesses have been able to continue their operations and in so doing provide jobs for approximately 26,000 persons. Government support, the Finance Ministry said, also allowed for the continuation of 54,000 jobs through the end of the fiscal year. Internationally, Facebook has threatened to stop users from sharing news content in Australia as it prepares for a new law forcing it to pay publishers for their articles. Regulators want tech giants like Facebook and Google to pay for the content reposted from news outlets. Last month, Google warned its users that its search services would be dramatically worse as a result. Facebook's latest move to block news sharing has escalated tensions between tech firms and regulators. The social media network said that if the proposed legislation becomes law, it will stop Australians from sharing news on Facebook and its subsidiary Instagram. In news of the weather for the period today until tonight, Trinidad, Tobago and the remainder of the Lesser Antilles will experience sunny periods which will be interrupted by intermittent showers in varying localities. There is the medium to high chance of a heavy shower or thunderstorm during the late morning to early afternoon period. Night will be clear and cool. Gusty winds and street flooding may occur in heavy showers and thunderstorms. Seas moderate with waves 1.5 meter up to 2 meters in open waters and less than 1 meter in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 24 degrees Celsius. And this brings us to the end of the ATM newscast on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Stay tuned for another newscast at noon. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning.
Well, thank you very much, Nicole, for that 8 o'clock newscast. Note that you can join Nicole again at around 12 noon for our major newscast at the 12 o'clock hour. Stay with us here, 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to some commercials, thank our sponsors, and when we come back, we'll be into the third and final hour of today's edition of the morning program, You Talk on 97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you. Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters, and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax, and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton, and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, and roti makers. Try our high-quality unbleached bromate-free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg, and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited, 665-3336, or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Shoguanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM, a Hot Like Pepper. Just about 14 minutes here past the hour of 8 o'clock. And that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of our radio 975 FM, a Hot Like Pepper. We are into the final hour of today's edition as we continue to look at the issues of the day. the challenges facing us here in Trinidad and Tobago. And yes, it's the law now. You must mask up, otherwise you will be fined. And in this morning's program, I am trying to, share some information with you, because a number of people have asked questions as to how this new law, or rather new legislation, will impact on the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Some of you asked the question about if you're in a vehicle, in your private vehicle, whether you have to wear a mask or not. Well, the law is this: if you're in the vehicle all by yourself, alone, well, there's no need for you to wear the mask. It is not mandatory. But if there's someone else in the vehicle, you will have to wear a mask. As it opposed to children, well, according to Attorney General Faris Rawi, he said, in law, you cannot prosecute a child if he or she is under 8 years of age. But let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning. Good morning, Kimoti. Yeah, well, make sure you wear your mask when you go outside, eh?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm here with you. All right, that's Kimoti there. Yeah. Al-Rawi said citizens have a responsibility, and let me emphasize that word again, a responsibility towards their children. As he noted, the virus is no respecter of age, and babies and have been diagnosed with COVID-19. So there are people who put in forward the argument, well, they cannot be responsible. Yes, you are responsible. You are responsible. The AG indicated that children 8 years or older who are alone in public can be fined for not wearing a mask. And yeah, and you, the parents, will have to pay for it. A child can be fined if that child is on his own or her own, and that child is above 8 years of age. That child can be fined. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning as usual, and thanks for educating and elevating the people. Thanks for helping those who are a little bit on the literate side. Don't pull them down. Always pull them up. It just take a lot of effort. Number one with the mask, it took a little while, and they wanted people to do it voluntarily. But as they go around, over a length of time, they see a lot of people were not doing it voluntarily. So eventually, after a month, 2 months, 3 months, they have to legalize, make it legal, and make it pay as a responsibility. Number two, in connection with the computers. Well, as we know, everything will be online. Even teachers, they might need as much teachers again. When it comes to you're buying your tablet or your computer or your large telephone, you always remember doing pictures. You have what they call the memory. And the more memory becomes in gigabytes, the higher the gigabytes is better. It will last you long. On the phones now, they also have the card, which will have 4 times the memory of what the phone have. So with the phone will have a memory, and then you have a card they will give you which will fit now, which will be 4 times the amount. Because you're doing pictures, and pictures take a lot memory. So you could help out the people, they would learn that. Right? And then on the computers, they does not take taxes. Always remember that. They don't take taxes. It's tax-free. Whether you bring it in, or if you travel with it or whatever, it is tax-free. Because it's encouraging knowledge. Because the best nation is a knowledgeable nation. Knowledge takes effort. Thinking takes effort. And a lot of people in problem because they don't think, and they did not take the knowledge in schools. Education was free, and a lot of people did not make use of it. So we depend on the family, and family is husband and wife and children. The wife is the most powerful because she around the children all the time. She carves them, she thinks them. And when she's choosing a husband, she chooses a man who is spiritually grounded, financially strong, psychologically settling, and sociologically well placed. Never choose crap. Don't marry a man for titillation. Marry him for responsibility, because love It's spelled Money, and it's pronounced responsibility. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, my friend, for your contribution with me this morning. You brought a smile to my face. Anyway, you're with 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. You can share your thoughts with me this morning by calling me at 636-7547, 227-5739. Yes, and as a responsible media house, it is my mandate to share information with you, and I'm sharing this with you here this morning. Okay, so the Attorney General would have, Faris Al-Rawi would have outlined some sort of exemptions. And there are many people, as my good friend this morning, Larry, would have said, there are many people who are suffering with physical challenges and all sort of necessary ailments and so on. And the question is being asked whether these people or this group of people should wear a mask. Well, according to the Attorney General, there are certain exemptions, and he would have outlined what these exemptions are. He listed circumstances by which a person may not be able to wear a mask. 1, medical, physical or mental illness or impairment which inhibits the person's ability to wear a mask or face shield. If the person is traveling with or providing assistance to someone that is reliant on lip reading and sign language to communicate. 3, if the person removes the face covering to prevent harm or injury to themselves or others. If the person is escaping risk of harm and does not have a face covering with him. If it is reasonably necessary for the person to temporarily remove the mask to eat, drink, or take medication temporarily. If a request is made for the person to remove the face covering for security identification purposes. That is, if you go to the bank or to conduct any sort of business and you are asked to just remove your mask temporarily to provide a greater identification, well then that is not against the law or breaking the law. He said a database of mass offenders will be built, and he warned that this will ensure offenders face the full brunt of the law if they continue to break the law. A first offense for not wearing a mask is $1,000, a second offense is $2,000, and a third offense is $5,000. But this is what I want you to be particularly aware of. Here it is. Those who refuse, and listen to this, Shiva, those who refuse to wear their mask beyond 3 strikes, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. You refuse to wear, and you are ticketed and you are fined, and you have 3 strikes, will be arrested and hauled before the court, where they can face a maximum penalty of, listen to this, Shiva, $250,000. That's $250,000. $250,000 and imprisonment. Let me repeat this again. You'll be ticketed once, you need to pay. That's $1,000. Ticketed twice, you'll need to pay $2,000. And a third offense is $5,000. Further to that, if you refuse to wear the mask beyond 3 strikes, well then you can be hauled before the court, where you can face a maximum penalty of $250,000. So people, wear your mask. It is for your own benefit. Otherwise, you'll have to feel it in your pocket, you know. If not, they will throw you behind bars. Understand, people, this is real. According to the Prime Minister, this is not a trial run. No. This is not a fire drill. This is real. We are in a real situation here in Trinidad and Tobago. So those of you who again want to talk about children and how this will impact on them, well, if you are under the age of 8, well, it is not mandatory, right? But over the age of 8, it is mandatory that you wear a mask. And parents and guardians, you need to be responsible. So let's move on to our conversation. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome. Well, I'm sorry to miss your call. You can call me back again. Well, let's digress our conversation again and turn to some sports. Well, yes, a bit later on this morning at around 10 o'clock, CPL action will continue again down at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, where in that first game, today, you'll have the Trinbago Knight Riders, they'll be coming up against the Jamaica Talawas, and that game will bowl off at around 10 o'clock this morning. And the later game, which is around 5:30, you can see the Guyana Amazon Warriors coming up against the Tridents. Tomorrow there are two other games too, yes. The Trinbago Knight Riders will be back in action again. They'll be facing the Patriots. That's in the morning game. And in the afternoon game, you have the Guyana Amazon Warriors coming up against the St. Lucia Zooks. Good news for cricket fans, as I told you this morning. Sunil Narayan is expected to run out with the Trinbago Knight Riders after being looking at it as a mere spectator in two of the previous games. So he's back out today, and we'll be hoping to actually give a good performance again with both the bat and ball. 25 minutes are past the hour of 8. Let's go to some commercials, and when I come back, we'll continue with our discussion. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
Jyoti's Puja Store is your one-stop puja store for all puja, wedding and cremation materials. Also available books, mithai and murtis made to order. Visit Jyoti's Puja Store today and be greeted with the kindest and most courteous staff with best prices and secured parking. Jyoti's Puja Store located at 542 Southern Main Road, Chase Village, Shiguanas. Contact 671-3849.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
Blessings to all. Tune in to U975 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 a.m. with the Jesus Sanctuary Church. Let us draw near with a sincere heart in full assurance of faith. Ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. Somebody's knocking on your door with Pastor Munisa Ramdas and his power team of the Jesus Sanctuary Church of 1174 Naparima Mayara Road, Tabland. U975 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Well, just in case it escaped you, today is the opening of school. But as I've been telling you all morning, it's not the physical opening of school, but it's more virtual. So one can imagine that the challenges faced by, as again, both parents and the students, and more so the principal. It will be very, very challenging indeed. But at the end of the day, as Mr. Davidi would have said this morning, we need all hands on deck, all hands on board to deal with this situation. It's not a perfect scenario, but we have to move the country forward. The country cannot stay locked down permanently, friends. It cannot be locked down. We need to continue to build capacity for ourselves and, in essence, be a patriot of Trinidad and Tobago. And as we talk about school, I want to play the selection for you. And when I come back, we'll continue with our discussion. Yes, stay with us here, 975.
Education, education, this is the foundation. Our rising population needs sound education to be recognized anywhere you go. Have your certificate to show, to enjoy any kind of happiness. Knowledge is the key to success. Children go to school and learn well. Otherwise, later on in life, you won't catch real hell. Without an education in your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You're better off dead. For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl. Don't allow idle companions to lead you astray. To earn tomorrow, you got to learn today. For employment, yes, employment, you must be intelligent. It's essential, very essential, to have your credentials. But if you're block-headed like a mule, no one will employ a fool. You'll be the last one to be hired and the first one to be fired. Children go to school and learn well. Otherwise, later on in life, you gon' catch real hell. Without an education in your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You're better off dead. For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl. Don't follow idle companions or you will get burned. To earn, you got to learn. Illiteracy is man's greatest enemy. It's your duty, yes, your duty, stamp it out completely. Ignorance always impedes progress. Education saves you much distress. So learn as much as you can. For the nation's future's in your hand. Children stay in school and learn well. Otherwise, later on in life, you're gonna catch real hell. Without an education in your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You're better off dead. For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl. Don't allow idle companions to lead you astray. To earn tomorrow, you got to learn today. It's a treasure, yes, a treasure, beyond any measure. Just secure it, don't ever ignore it. to fight life's battles come what may. Education lights up your way. Without it, you'll never get through. Success or failure now is up to you. Children go to school and learn well. Otherwise, later on in life, you're gonna catch real hell. Without an education in your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You're better off dead. For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl. Don't allow idle companions to lead you astray. To earn tomorrow, you got to learn today.
Well, yes, that's the voice there of the Mighty Sparrow with one of his ditty, one of the more popular selections, or rather, one of my more popular selections, Education. In it, he said, knowledge is key to success. And as we talk about knowledge, yes, I've been reminding you all morning that today's school has reopened, not physically, but virtually. And there are a number of questions being asked by people outside there, and I want to share with you this morning information. Now, the Minister of Education, Dr. Nyan Gadsby-Dolly, said that there are approximately 65,000 students without internet access. Now, this grouping of students will certainly be at a disadvantage. How do we challenge that? How do we address that? And there are a number of the parents who cannot afford computers and other devices to ensure that the children get an education. That too, how do we challenge that? How do we address that? These are some of the concerns being shared by people outside there. Well, I'm not a policy maker. That's left to the policy makers, the decision makers. But there's a very interesting letter I want to read with you this morning, and I want to share it with you here. It's published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. And while that calypso was being aired, I tried to read what the letter writer is actually saying. And the letter writer is making some very, very important points indeed. She said, or he said rather, I understand that the new Minister of Education, Dr. Nyan Gadsby-Dolly, has expressed a desire to take on the sacred cows of our education system, the 1960 Concordat and the SEA examination. Well, it's decades upon decades that we have been talking, or people have been talking about the Concordat and the SEA examination, changes to the examination and what have you, putting too much stress, trauma on the students and by extension the parents. But I always ask the question on this frequency, there must be a yardstick. There must be a yardstick where you transfer student from the primary level into the secondary level. What is the yardstick to be used? Well, the letter writer is saying this morning, the SEA has very few friends, and equality of education opportunity is something the country has been wishing to achieve for many years. Parents, however, are not fools. There is a reason that there are many schools to which they do not wish to send their children. Here are some questions, and I just want to pose some of these questions to you. If we take away placement exams, what guarantees, other than promises and declarations, would parents have as to the quality of schooling that will be available? I paused briefly so that question can sink into you. Hence the reason why I'm saying exams are necessary. And the yardstick, SEA, is necessary. You can tweak it here and there, but it is necessary. Some may say a necessary evil. Here another question. Wealthy parents will always have more choices than others. If you're poor, talented, but zoned to a school in a difficult neighborhood, aren't you at a disadvantage in terms of educational opportunities? Won't wealthier neighborhoods have better schools, as obtains in the United States? Won't wealthy families simply have the public school system altogether, as in the United Kingdom? So these are questions being asked because the Minister of Education, and by extension Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, would have spoken about the reform of the education system in Trinidad and Tobago. And I know that there would be resistance coming from various quarters concerning the Concordat. I know there would be resistance, and the argument will come to and for, and the debate will continue. But as I said, in essence, what is a yardstick to transfer primary school students into the secondary level. It can be carte blanche, it can be a leveling playing field, and so to speak. As I said, there must be an exam, and there ought to be the yardstick. The yardstick in this respect is the secondary entrance assessment examination. So the letter writer goes on to ask again, what determines preparedness for secondary school education? Age. How does a secondary school teacher manage a classroom where half of the students are unable to read at a standard 3 level and a handful are ahead of the national average? What are the benefits of a situation like this? Well, certainly very hard questions indeed, and I do not have the answer. I do not have the answer. Yes, so over 65,000 students, according to the Minister of Education, Dr. Nyan Gadsby Dolly, 65,000 students without internet access. And a school open today for virtual teaching, of course. How will this be addressed? What are some of the challenges that this grouping of people will face, this grouping of children? How are they going to address this? These are questions which we need to ask, and we need to get answers immediately. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, just about 19 minutes here to the hour of 9 o'clock. Note that at the top of the hour, you can join the Bees Hi-Fi, who will be taking you until the hour of 12 noon. Let's go to some commercials here this morning.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Jyoti's Puja Store is your one-stop puja store for all puja, wedding and cremation materials. Also available books, mithai and murtis made to order. Visit Jyoti's Puja Store today and be greeted with the kindest and most courteous staff with best prices and secured parking. Jyoti's Puja Store located at 542 Southern Main Road, Chase Village, Chaguanas. Contact 671-3849.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
You've been waiting. You've been asking. Now, are you ready? Are you ready for the hottest Sunday morning radio show? Murtani Sundays returns. Tune in to U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Radio, every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. with yours truly, the DJ Flavio Experience. We pumping again every Sunday. U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio. You think this come with a free pass?
This is Samaru Ramru inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline, Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Yes, indeed, and thank you very much for choosing 975 FM, Hot Like a Pepper. We are about to bring the curtain down on today's edition of the morning program and make way for the Bees Hi-Fi, as I said, who will be taking you until the hour of 12 noon with some great music from our studio here in Couva in Central Trinidad. Well, as I tell you, the sun is up this morning in Central Trinidad. It's a good day to be outdoors, but even though you do have to venture outdoors, my friends, folks, please wear your mask. It is mandatory. It's the law. As you step out of your home onto the roadway, wear your mask. If not, well, then you can be prosecuted by a police officer. The first offense is $1,000. The second offense is $2,000. The third is $3,000. 3 strikes and well, you're out, so to speak. But then you'll have to face the magistrate. And by facing the magistrate, if you are found guilty, well then, again, you can be fined $250,000, or you can face imprisonment. So it is important that we wear our masks to protect ourselves, protect our families, and flatten the curve. Already we have spiraling cases in Trinidad and Tobago. Yesterday my information would have told me 68 more cases, which now would push the toll. Let me get it very clear for you here this morning, because I don't want to mislead you. Yes, 1,759. Deaths 22, recovered 676, active cases 1,961. And yesterday the Ministry of Health would have held a press conference, and I would imagine that a press conference would also be held tomorrow, bringing you up to speed and sharing information with you. And us here at 97.5, well, again, I cannot impress upon you how important it is that you wear a mask, observe social distancing, and you sanitize yourself. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Mr. Kenneth, all who can't hear the vaccine.
Oh, well, that's came out here, yeah. All who can't hear will feel. So, yes, it is important. Again, let me repeat. Observe social distancing, sanitize yourself. If you do not have to be outside there, please stay at home. If you are ill, stay at home. But most of all, wear your mask. Wear your mask when you venture in outside. And do not fall into any sort of trouble. Do not compromise your own self and that of others. And again, one of my friends would have asked me this morning again if he's driving his vehicle, whether he should wear a mask or not. If you are alone in the vehicle, you do not need to wear a mask. But if there are other people in the vehicle, well then, they need to wear a mask along with yourself. On that note, folks, good morning. Take care of yourself. I'm out of here. You can catch me again tomorrow, just after the 6 o'clock hour. But before I go, I want to leave you with this selection.
Well, yeah. Oh, we are. Pala, polo, polo, polo.